Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talkshow podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talkshow podcast with Emmy Hikins and Trevor Gear.
One previously, and they show photographs of, for example, Apollo 11's the base of the lunar module, which they flew away from, obviously, and back to the mothership. But people who say, no, it never happened, it was in a film studio, then you think that might change their mind. But of course, the vast majority, and their comments to this effect, whatever photographic evidence is given, those who don't believe it happened will simply say, well, it's fake. These are fake photographs. So there's no way, the point I'm making there's probably no way you or I or anybody else could be convinced to change our opinion on something that we believe in totally, that nothing will shift our opinion. And as I say, I guess in some things, we know that rain comes down, we know that night follows day, so we're not going to shift opinions on facts like that. But probably there are things that others would disagree with us about, and we won't ever shift that opinion. And maybe all I'm saying is it's good to be open-minded sometimes. We can be very close-minded and maybe sometimes miss what is sort of sitting there right in front of us. Do you think there's anything in that at all?
Yeah, I do actually, because sometimes people that are too skeptical lose out, and I think majority of them would say, yeah, I'd rather lose out than be deceived, or not deceived, but be a victim of something.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But in life, you have to take risks. And this is what life is about, although I should tell that to myself sometimes when it comes to flying. But
Yeah, absolutely. But also, just to interrupt there,
yeah.
You say you have to take risks, and I totally agree with that. But then, isn't that doing something that you say you don't do? You said recently you don't go outside your comfort zone. Now, isn't taking a risk on something doing just that?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I just said. I just said I should tell myself or preach that sermon to myself as well. But you lose out on certain things, and rightly so. You know you're going to lose out on some things anyway, because sometimes some people would say to you, oh, I just did that, and I got that result, and you think, oh, I wish I'd done that. But then I would rather be skeptic in a way. I would rather be skeptic in a way, but not to the extreme. For instance, on cryptocurrency, for instance, I know people have made money on cryptocurrency, and people keep making money on cryptocurrency, but I would rather not get involved in that sense, if you know what I mean. And so, life is made up of little risk here and there, because when you leave your house, and for instance, I was saying to one of my mates today, I said, because they were out, they didn't have the use of a car for some reason, and Jeanette and I, we had two cars in between us, so I had to park my car and go in Jeanette's car to do some ministry. But anyway, it occurred to me that this other couple that didn't have a car might find it a bit challenging to navigate. And I thought to myself, what I could have done was leave my car keys with them, and say, it's only a short distance, just drive home, and when Jeanette and I is done, I would come to your house and pick up my car. And the reply that he gave me, because I rang him afterwards, and I said, Paul, I could have given you the car keys so you could have, have the use of a car. And he said to me, that's very kind, my brother, but he said, He said, you're not supposed to do that, actually. I said, I know. And he said, and I said, but it's only a short distance, which it was just about a mile or something from where he lives. And I said, well, it would have been for a short distance. And he said, well, anything could have happened in that short distance. And I said, yeah, you're right. So I suppose the point that I'm trying to make is, when you step outside of your comfort zone, there are risks associated with it, and sometimes you just gotta be able to weigh it up and think, well, is this risk, is it worth does it outweigh the benefit, or does the benefit outweigh the risk? So you just got to weigh it up, and as such, I learned a lesson today. It's something that I already know, but I just learned a lesson that there's certain risk that you can't afford to take. Really.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor Gear and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.